And I'll turn my camera off so that I'm not distracting. And I will go ahead and share my screen with you now that we had some technical difficulties today. So if somebody could just let me know, unmute yourself quickly and let me know if you can see desk on your screen right now. I hope that you can.
Yes.
I can.
Good. Awesome. So it looks like they have fixed the technical difficulties. So we always want to start out in desk. You'll see here I have BrandSrv at the top. Not to say that it's one of my favorites, but it's one of my favorites. If you have it somewhere else in desk, if it's at the bottom somewhere, or maybe it's in the back end, you can go up here to find an app and type in brand, and it will pop up so that you can find it easily. Sometimes I do this anyway, just because it kind of eliminates everything else that's in desk. And then we just want to click on BrandSrv to get into the system. Now we will be concentrating now on just how to get our logos, but I can show you some other things in here as well if you would like. So once we go into BrandSrv, you're always going to see the latest tactics. All the images and all the stuff that you find in here, they just call them tactics, just a fancy term. And you'll see a lot of new things in there. Our beautiful new global luxury logo is there as well. Some quotables, different things that you can find to print out, to use in your marketing, to use on Facebook. Just some really cool stuff. But logos are what we're going to concentrate on now. So if I go to the top, you'll see campaigns, tactics, logos, and photography. So there's stock image in there that you can use now that you won't get in trouble. It's copyrighted for Coldwell Banker. So as a Coldwell Banker agent, you're allowed to use it. But we're going to click on logos, and you'll see anytime that you hover, you're going to get a drop-down menu. So when I hover over logos, I'm going to see DBA logos. So don't get confused. We do want the doing business as logos. We do not want the corporate logos. The difference being is that as a licensed professional, I must always state the name of the company that's on my license. So even if you don't have your new pocket card yet, I can guarantee you, if you look yourself up in DLLR today, you will find Coldwell Banker Realty is on your license. Corporate logo is only going to say Coldwell Banker. So if I only put that logo on my marketing, I will be non-compliant and I could be fined. And I don't know about you, but you guys spend way too much
stuff.
Work too hard for everything to get dinged by the real estate commission. So we do want to click on DBA logos.
I don't know where it is.
Oh, Nancy is here. Hi, Nancy. All right, so we got everybody muted. We're good. Glad that you could join us. So just to revisit that, we've gone into desk, we've gone into BrandSrv, and we've clicked on logos. And see from the drop-down menu, we've clicked on our DBA logos. Now you'll see here when I click on that, I'm getting all kinds of craziness. But have no fear, there is a very simple way to get all the logos that you need. We want to go over here to this keyword, and we're going to type in CBR. Very simple, just the 3 initials. We're going to hit that enter button or return. And here we have only our Coldwell Banker Realty logos. So you will see we do have 2 different types of logos. We have a framed logo and a monogram logo. So one thing that's really important for us to know as we start using our new logos, anytime we use our framed logo, we can use it in black or Coldwell Banker blue. We want to make sure that we're putting that on a light colored background. It doesn't have to be white, but just light enough so that it pops and it's very easy to read. And then we also have a monogram logo, and that needs to be on a dark background. So you'll see in these images, this looks like a white background. This looks like a gray background. This is actually a transparent or clear or empty background. when I use this particular logo, if I put it, let's say I'm in Canva and I put it on a picture and there's grass in the background, that's what's going to show up in the background. You want to make sure as you use these logos that you use them exactly the way that you see them here. So I'm not able to add a frame to the white logo. The white logo will always be a monogram. It will never have a box on it. It'll always be the way that you see it here. Now, what happens now is I want to download these. I want to put them on my computer because I want to be able to upload them somewhere if I need them. If I'm a person that likes to create things in Canva, if I'm making something, I want to make sure I have the correct logo for it. And really, there is no wrong answer. I had somebody ask me the other day, which one should I choose? Whichever one you like the best. I tend to gravitate to this one, but there are times in marketing where this one fits much better, or maybe this fits much better. So it's really completely up to you which one you prefer. So we're going to use this one just because it's here. And all I want to do now is hit this download button. So that little arrow down is going to be the download button. And once I've clicked that, I want to read through my download terms. And click accept download terms, and I can download now. So that's going to begin my download shortly. It's going to think for just a moment, and then mine always pop up depending on your device. Mine pop up down here at the bottom. Now this is the part that gets a little confusing because it doesn't look like anything when it comes up. So it's in a folder. So if it's in a folder, we want to open the folder. It's showing me another folder. I'm going to open that folder. Now it gets a little bit complicated because it's giving me a lot of different assets. In most cases, I'm going to want a PNG file. So I'm just going to click on that, or you can view by icons. You can see on my computer, nothing really comes up, but I don't want the PDF versions. EPS, for those of you who are ordering maybe a brand new sign with your pretty face on it, or you want some marketing materials. Maybe you're getting a banner done, or a billboard, or a park bench. EPS is going to be sent to your graphic design artist that's doing that on your behalf, because they can take the logo and they can stretch it and make it ginormous, and it won't be blurry. It'll keep it nice and clean and clear for you. In most instances, you can choose the JPEG format or the PNG format. So what I like to do is I like to click on it. I want to right click on it, and I want to copy it. So I'm going to copy this image, and I'm going to save it somewhere on my computer where I can find it later. If you like to save to the desktop, that's okay. Just note that it's called Logo Realty. I have a special folder in my documents and my pictures that's called North Star Logos. It could be Coldwell Banker logo, and I go in and I just paste it in there. You'll see I'm going to skip it because it's already in there, and I have all of the logos saved on my computer. Now you can see some of them look completely white. When I hover over them, I can kind of see the lettering. And that's okay, because whenever I use that in marketing, that just means it's going to be the white monogram logo and the background's going to be completely clear. So if I have like a nice dark background, it's going to pop. So before I move on anywhere else, does anybody have any questions? No questions? You guys are quiet today.
I have a question, Angie. When
Sure
I was
thing.
looking in there on my own, and I guess it's in the download terms, it said something about you must, and it was kind of awkward because it said you must have some kind of a disclaimer or license. There was a statement in there in the download terms, and I thought, how on earth could we use the logo and then that statement? But it was something like it's licensed to our company. Do you know what I mean in that those download terms.
Yes. So
I didn't know
what it's letting
part,
you know
like the
is,
copy.
right. So it's just letting you know that it is copyrighted, you know, it's protected. You do have to be a Coldwell Banker agent to use it. So you are allowed, again, to back up, copy, archive the file. You can put it on your computer. You are allowed to use it in your marketing, but it wants to make sure that you know that there's copyright, you know, that it's copyrighted. You're not allowed to, when it says that you can modify or alter, basically that's just letting you know if you have to make it a little bit smaller, so like it fits on a postcard, if you have to make it a little smaller so it fits on a social media graphic, that's okay. But you may not transfer the rights to the file. Like you can't tell somebody else they have, you know, you can give it to somebody making you a sign. You can do those kind of things with it. This is the part that gets a little confusing for people because we're not allowed, and I've seen a few agents do this, and I know that nobody on this call would do this, but I have seen a few agents where it says reverse engineer. So I had an agent that was using the white logo and they placed the box around it. I don't know if they photoshopped it. I don't know what they did to it, but that's not accurate and that's not allowed. So basically, as long as you're just using the logos as you see them here, you're good to go. But yeah, the way that they word it, it is a little bit confusing. And they also just want to make sure that you're not selling it, things of that nature. I don't think anybody here would do that anyway. So it's just letting you know that these are the approved logos. If you see a logo somewhere else, it's not the approved logo. If you really want to know what all of the rules and the regulations are, when you click on logos here at the top, it is important to know that there is a guideline book here for you. Anything that you need to know, and I love this section just because I'm a marketing person, so I love it. You can get the full brand guidelines here. There's some quick guide here for the luxury. You can see they need to update that on the card there, but there are also disclaimers. So national disclaimers are what we would use. When I click on that disclaimer, I can download right here. And again, you can go through download terms, accept them, and download. It's going to begin just in a moment, but it's going to let you know what you have to include. So again, I'm just going to click through. I'm going to open that PDF. And this is where I get a lot of questions with, where's the disclaimer that I need to put on my marketing? So if you notice when you order something through InTouch, this is already on there for you. Prospect Square, it's included. Moxie, it's included. But if I create something on my own, I need to make sure that these things are included. If I don't go to Express Docs to order business cards, and let's say I've gone to Vistaprint, I need to make sure that I have the correct disclaimer on my business card, or it's not compliant. We always want to be compliant. We never want to get fined by the Real Estate Commission for anything. You can see I have one too. When I push stuff out, I'm supposed to have a disclaimer on mine as well. So that's just letting you know. And again, consumer facing materials that mention agents, this is just to protect you. It's letting them know that you're an independent contractor, you're not an employee. Here's all the information about the trademark, etc. And probably the most important part, we support the principles of fair housing. So if it mentions you somewhere, if it's just the post for the property, again, you can go through and look at that. And if you have letterhead, etc. And this is stuff that I can help you with as well. And then also in the logos, you can find the global luxury logos. And again, we can just type in, I believe, well, maybe not. But the global luxury logos are here, that you can find them. And there's 187 pages, so I will try to find out There should just be regular global luxury in here. But you can get to those. If you need those, let me know. I know that they're updating this. This was very recent. This logo just came out about 2 weeks ago. So that's something new. If you do have a global luxury listing, you are allowed to use the global luxury logo, whether you're certified or not. And then again, back to the guidelines. I don't know that any of you will read this, but I will do my due diligence and show you that it's here. You can download the guideline to all of the different rules and regulations concerning your logo, how to market yourself. There are preferred fonts and different things that Coldwell Banker prefers that you use for your branding. And they're suggestions, they're not mandatory. The only things that would be extremely mandatory are using the logo correctly and accordingly. And once that comes up, you'll be able to save that to your computer. And I'll just pull it up because it's already on my computer. And it's just a little booklet. It kind of gives you a little bit more about the brand, the visual statement. Why did they make this? What's the story behind the star? Why did they put a star there? The frames logo, it's teaching you the difference. So it may not be used in reverse on a dark background. So it has to have a light background. And then the monogram, that's a silhouette. It does have that surrounding box to it. You're not allowed to have a box to it. So if you're a Photoshop person, just don't do it. And then it may not be used in reverse or on a light background. So I think that most of you these are pretty basic. You just save them, use them the way that you see them. And it gives you some tips and tricks on, parameters. We're not allowed to tilt it. We can't change it in any way. Just basically use it the way you find it. They do have some framed logos as well. This is the true logo of Coldwell Banker Realty. So it is a standalone logo now. We're so used to having that Coldwell Banker residential brokerage, and it's all together. So they did want to make this something that could stand alone. Obviously, in our marketing, we do have to include Coldwell Banker Realty because, if we're in Maryland, especially, that's the rule from the Real Estate Commission. But we can wear hats and shirts and things, and we're not going to get in trouble for that. So it does go through a little bit more about, if you're one of those people that uses Canva, this is a very important page. So you're going to see a code here that you can plug into the system 0120. It should read 069, or you can use 169, and that's the Coldwell Banker Blue. So it gives you all of the red, green, blue, the Pantone color for those of you that use that. If you don't use that, that's okay too. And then it gives you some different colors, some different fonts that it recommends. If you're ordering things and you want it to match what Coldwell Banker is already putting out, that's all in here as well. Gives you a lot of different tips and tricks with photography and stationery, different things that you're able to order through Express Docs. We have pocket folders, some of the new business cards and what they look like, letterheads, envelopes, things of that nature. Our new signs that are going up this week. So the last report I had from marketing was that over 70% of the signs have been changed out. Because we are in Maryland, there is no twilight period. Maryland is more of a flip the switch, and everything has to be changed out. That said, if you have business cards, that thing we'll get to those. But really the predominant thing was the signs, everything out in the public eye. We do use the two-tone blue on white design. You are able to order through D Signs. You can order them with your profile picture and your information, or you can still use your name writers. So it gives you some just different information, how to use it, some upcoming things that are going to be changing in the system. The marketing is going to be absolutely incredible. You can see we've already started putting out some really great marketing. Everything is very clean. Again, postcards and that nature that you find in touch, social media posts, etc. You're going to see some more of that being put out now that we have officially changed over. Anyone that needs to order banners, those of you that use that type of thing, and then gives an overall snapshot of the new logo and how it's supposed to be used. So you guys probably won't geek out over all of this the way that I will, but if you have any questions, let me know. I've gone in a million times and read this through and through and through just because I find it fascinating. But I'm a marketing person, so that's my job. But just remember that whenever you're doing any kind of marketing, you want to go into logos, into DBA logos, see our in the and again, we're wrong here. Just make sure your dark logos are on a light background, your white logos are on a dark background, and you're good to go. Does anybody have any questions? You guys are a quiet bunch. So I do want to show you, though, the difference in the corporate logo. So if we go into logos and we click on corporate logos, we're going to get something different. And this is where you're going to see where it only says Coldwell Banker or it only says Global Luxury. We cannot, as a state of Maryland licensed real estate agent, we cannot use those particular logos because it is required by the state of Maryland Real Estate Commission law that we always have that realty underneath, because realty is what is on our real estate licensing. So if I want to put out, for example, a cover image on social media, I already have Coldwell Banker Realty written on my Facebook page. If I want to include just this box, I could do that and I would be compliant. But if I'm writing something out in my marketing, again, I want to have that logo, that DBA logo, and I want to make sure that I'm using Coldwell Banker Realty. Moving forward, I cannot have residential brokerage on anything I create today or moving forward. So just make sure, again, you're using that Coldwell Banker Realty. And for those of you that use Canva, this gives you a great opportunity. You can go in and create your marketing and you're compliant. That's how you find them. And again, you can just download them here. If you decide that this is your favorite logo and you might not remember how to get to it again, you can hit this little heart button right here and fill it in. Once I filled in that heart, I can go to the top to my favorites and I can find that framed logo right here. So I can get rid of my residential one now because we can't use that one. And I can just click on that from my favorites and that will pull it up for me directly. I don't have to hunt and find it. It's right there for me. Anytime that I need to download it, I can get to it. And that's the same for anything that you pull up in this system that has a favorite heart. Once you've clicked on it and filled it in, it will come up here and you're able to just click on the title and it will take you to that particular photo or logo, anything that you need there. Any questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
Is the corporate logo that we cannot use, is that used in other states or not?
So generally speaking, that main Coldwell Banker logo is used for corporate things. Like I can use it because I'm an employee of the company, not as a licensed professional. So that's the difference where Coldwell Banker is putting out something, you know, like Coldwell Banker Cares or something like that. The reason as an agent that we have to have the realty there is because this is what's on our real estate license. That's a Maryland thing. So that's Maryland Real Estate Commission requires that. And that's why we have to use this one. But that said, I do like the fact that they do give us all of these different options, where, you know, what you prefer may be different than what I prefer, and that's okay. Because, you know, I can put this on my email signature or this one, anything that I want. And again, I can use this on my marketing. If you're someone that uses Canva, you're able to take these and upload them into Canva and put them onto templates and things of that nature, as well. But I just want to make sure that when you're doing your marketing, because that does seem to be the thing I run into the most. People go in, they get the corporate logo, they put the corporate logo on something, and it doesn't have that realty. And that is the real estate commission rule, is as I do my marketing, both my name and my company must be very conspicuous on my marketing, and they must match my real estate license. So that's not our rule. That's the real estate commission. I do like that it's shorter. I think I said that before, but I really do like that it's shorter. I think it's going to be really good moving forward. Now we're all realty. There's not a bunch of different names out there floating around. But if you have any trouble when you're in here trying to get the logos, just let me know, because I can help you. Again, you can find the guidelines over here. There are some videos in here, global luxury logos. And then you can also, down here, you can go by category. You know, if you're looking for something that's vertical, you only want a white one. So maybe I only want the Monogram logo. That takes the rest of them out of play. Or maybe I only want that framed logo, and that takes them out of play as well. You'll see the other ones disappeared. Maybe I want something that's vertical because I know that that's what's gonna fit on my marketing. Again, because I chose that, it took everything else out of the picture. So it really just depends. You know, maybe you're working with a sign company and they're like, we really need to have, you know, and you go in and you give them the logo. And you can also clear those out and go back to the main screen. You're also able to email this. So again, if you're working with a graphic designer, something of that nature, you can email that over. I always suggest downloading it and then sending it, but here I can send this to myself. So maybe I don't remember where I found it. I can send myself a message and I can send it to my email and keep it in my email if that's where I want to keep it. Any questions? While we're here, is there anything else in BrandSrv that you want to see? Holidays or any assets that you housing, anything else that you want to look at?
Fair housing would be great. And
Okay.
yeah.
So for that, we're going to go into tactics and we're going to click on social. Because it's a social media, they call them all tactics. They're really all the images for social media. And then here, the search bar is your friend. This is where you can just type in fair housing here. And then we just want to hit enter or return. And then you're going to see it come up here. So it's going to give you, it's not really going to give you a pretty picture here, but it's going to let you know this is more of a folder. And then I can go in and I can customize and choose the particular fair housing tactic that I would like. I know that they are trying to update the system so that these come up a little bit larger and are easier to read. I have glasses, so sometimes I'm squinting at them. But I like to go through my best practices tip is anytime there's a little eye with the circle, I'm going to hover over it. It's going to give me extra information. So the customized name is used to create a nickname for the customized version you're about to create. The nicknames can be used to quickly locate the specific customized template when you're working on more than one of the same item. So for example, the day these came out, I went in and I saved every single one of them to my computer. I have them scheduled to go out on my Facebook page periodically. Because if I post this one and a week and a half later, I post this one, honestly, nobody's going to remember that I've already posted. And they're different pictures. So I can go through and I can change the name. Maybe this is Fair Housing 1. And I know here that I've used option 1. So I can select the version that I want here from option 1. My DBA logo. I want to type in CBR because I want to make sure that I have Coldwell Banker Realty on my asset. I can click here. I can look at the different versions. Fair Housing does have 12 separate versions. Again, you can use whichever one you like the most or multiples. And then I'm going to generate a proof. So basically, I always say generating my proof is just making sure that I'm getting the tactic that I want. And I'm able to look at view proof. Now, in this case, there wasn't anything that I added to it. There wasn't anything to take away. As you can see, it's a beautiful family. No room, no home has room for inequality. And we have our Coldwell Banker Realty logo. So we're compliant. Hidden down here in this corner, this is a very frustrating page for some because people don't know how to get out of it. There's a little tiny white X right here to close it out. And then basically I just want to follow the prompts. I'm going to go ahead and check this and I'm going to add it to my cart. Those of you that have taken my class before are probably going to laugh at me because I like to shop here because I don't have to pay for anything. So I'm going to add it to my cart. I'm going to continue through. And this just gives me the ability, I can go back and put a whole bunch of these in my cart at one time and check out all at one time if I want. But I'm going to go ahead and continue. Here I can see that I have a fair housing campaign. It has a customized name. Now, maybe I said couple, fair housing campaign couple. This is just for me to know what it is. And I'm going to go ahead down here and I'm going to place my order. Once I place the order, basically all that's going to do is pop up. And now I have the option to download this file and save it to my computer. Again, anywhere you want to save it, however you know how to get it. The only wrong way to download this file and put it on your computer is if you can't find it later when you're looking for it. So I can download the file. It will pop up down here on the bottom. And this is the image I want to save. So I never want to click on the proof. I never want to save the proof. This is going to be the high definition photo that I want to save. Mine always comes up in Paint, however your device works. And then I'm going to save it to the computer. I do have a BrandSrv folder here. I like to keep everything really uber organized. And then inside that folder, I have more folders. But I do have all of my fair housing, and you'll see I have all of the fair housing in here already. So I won't save it, but here I could save it in here and I would know where to get it. And then once I have it, what do I do with it? That's a big question that I get as well. Once I get into BrandSrv and I figure out how to get these campaign things, what do I do with them? So I've gone in, I've looked for it. I can go then to my Facebook page. I would say, as much as I do say you should post everything to business, I would say you can go through. This is something I would put on my personal profile as well, because about 15% of my personal profile should remind people that I do business with Coldwell Banker. But here I've gone, and mine will be a little different than yours because I'm not a buying and selling agent, but I can go through. I just want to go through, and I do have new Facebook. I can create my post as I normally would on Facebook, click on my photo, and then that's where I was saying, as long as you save it somewhere where you can find it, and you'll see I zip through very fast because I know exactly where this asset is located. And then I can find the asset here. And then I can say, and I can post it. Or if you're someone that is a little more advanced with Facebook, you can go over to your publishing tools. The beauty of a business page, my favorite part of a business page, other than ads and being able to reach people, are scheduled posts. So you can see here, I have a lot of scheduled posts to come out. I have everything going out until like December, but different things in here. And again, you would create the post the exact same way. Create a post, go in, find this particular tactic on your computer, wherever it is. And you could say, you know, I believe in fair housing. We believe in fair housing. Everyone deserves a home. Something, I don't know, I'm being cheesy. And then here's where you're able to actually schedule the post. And I can tell Facebook, I want this to come out on the 12th at 3:59 p.m. or maybe 2:59 p.m. I can change this. I like to keep these times at a weird time, maybe 2:57, because as you go back through my Facebook page later, it doesn't look like I was robotically posting. It looks very organic. And I can schedule that to come out. And then usually all I do is refresh the page, and it's going to pop up at the top of my scheduled post. So you'll see here, here's my post. Facebook will hold on to this post, and on October 12th, so Monday at 2:57 p.m., this will post to my Facebook page as if I'm on Facebook at that time. So that does give you an option to go into BrandSrv, kind of go in and look at some of the social tactics, go through, look at some of the quotables, excuse me, look at some of the different things that you're able to print. And mine might have some different things because I have everything from the whole wide country in mine. But you can see here, there's lots of different pages. If you see something like this, you can hit the customize button. What that will do is it will pull up all of the different options. Another tip, anywhere you are on the internet, Coldwell Banker or otherwise, if you hit the control button and scroll up with your mouse or scroll down, you can make things bigger or smaller as you need to read them. And you'll see here at the top, it will let you know if you're at 100% or, you know, however you want it to look. So again, I can go in here and I can say, maybe this is higher sales price. And the version that I want is this one that says the higher sales price. And again, I want that CBR. I want to make sure that I'm Coldwell Banker Realty, and I can generate that proof. And what it's basically going to do is take the exact image that I want, and it's going to put it, I can add it here to my cart. But then I can go back and I can look for more tactics. And again, more social media stuff. And I can go through, and some of it just says order, because there isn't anything in here for me to choose. This is the only photo. I can't add to it. I can't take away from it, but be very cautious that you are picking CBR and not CBRB, because I do want that realty, not the residential brokerage. But I can order this as well, and I can go in, and now I'm seeing my cart. Now I have multiple things in my cart. Let's say that I'm done for the day. I'm going to hit the continue button. I see that I have my quotable. I have my quotable here. I don't know which one it is. Oh, wait, it was that higher sales price. And I can place my order. Everything that you do in here is free. The only thing that they're going to charge you for is if you want customized bumpers with your information on them for videos to put at the front and the beginning and the end of your videos, because a graphic design artist has to go in and do that for you. Everything else in here is free. And again, I can just go in. Once I've placed my order, I can download my file. and it will come up down here on the bottom. And again, same process. I'm going to save to my computer, go to Facebook, upload it. I love this one. Why is it important that Coldwell Banker Realty has been #1 for 23 years? Because I'm a Coldwell Banker agent. That is why I work for the best real estate company. The company's been #1 for 23 years. I have a global marketing powerhouse at my disposal to get your listing sold. I have the greatest advantage when helping you find your dream home because I work for the #1 company. So it's how do I utilize that to build my business and make me, make me some more money. And again, you can go in, download these, save them to your computer where you're going to find them. And this would be something I would post. Did you know that according to the National Association of Realtors, Coldwell Banker sells homes at a 13.7% higher sales price? Why would you not list with me? You're going to get more money for your house. So you can go in, kind of play around with it, poke around in the social media assets. For those of you that have asked several times, how did you get that background? You can click here for virtual meeting background. You can customize some of these. Some of them are not customizable. Just hit that customize button anyway, and you'll see here you can get the different images, save those to your computer, and I can help you. You can put them on Teams, and then you're able to add them to your background as well. If you're talking to a client and you're sitting in your car and you don't want them to know you're in your car necessarily, you can turn that and get it in the background. Or maybe you want to CB, stuff like that. You can use, and it does look a little bit wonky. You see with my hands, it looks a little bit wonky. But sometimes this is better than maybe the car. Or I had an issue where I was always sitting in front of the window, and one day someone told me the squirrels were very distracting. So I always try to have a background on or turn my camera off when I do this. Does anybody have any other questions about BrandSrv? It's really just about getting in there and playing around with it. If you get in there and you get stuck, you will not be the first agent or the last. Don't be hard on yourself. I've had a couple agents call and they're like, I'm in here and I can't figure this out. We can do a one-on-one. We can do 15 minutes if need be, and get you in there and get what you need and help you put it on Facebook. I am here to help you with that. I'm very quick at it just because I do it frequently, but the more that you do it, the easier it becomes. So I would really encourage you to go in and to do that. And again, make sure that any marketing you're doing now and into the future, that you are using Coldwell Banker Realty, and no longer using Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage, just so that you know. And I'll go ahead and stop the recording.